Hello everyone, today I'll be showing you how to make a paracord vehicle handle wrap. The weave that I'll be showing you today is a Cobra type weave. I like this weave a lot because it's comfortable in my hand and it's simple and easy to put together. For this specific handle on my 95 Toyota Tacoma, it will use 10 to 11 feet of paracord. Depending on your vehicle handle size, you may need to use more or less, but it's always best if you use more. If you have excess, you can cut it off and singe it when needed. When you have your paracord of choice, the way that I measure it is I usually use a foot-long ruler, but this one's 16 inches. What I do is hold the paracord at the top and wrap from top to bottom. It doesn't have to be exactly the length you need, but it's always easiest in my opinion to just wrap it. We'll have to wrap it 8 times to get to roughly 10 to 11 feet. Once you have your paracord cut to your desired length, singe the ends of the paracord so you don't have the strands internally come out. When you usually start a Cobra weave, you start with the center of your strand of cord, but with this type of Cobra weave, you start with the end. So what you want to do first is have your end piece and then wrap it around. You have this part at the bottom. Let me get some more cord here, and then you're going to want to pull it through like that, kind of like starting your shoelace. Also, another thing to mention, when you're weaving your handle, you want to make sure that the rib part is on the outside. What I like to do is have it, when I put my hand around it, it's right here on my knuckles. So to start it, you want this little tail to be facing this way, opposite of where your ribs are going to be, and you want your rest of your strand to be facing on the left side. So now from here, what you want to do is make a loop here and then wrap the cord and pull it through, and then that'll create a nice snug connection, nice snug weave. And what I like to do is make sure it's pushed all the way up against the handle as far as it can be and tight as it can be. And then for your next one, you want to, instead of doing it on this side, you want to make your loop on this side and then pull your cord through. And you just keep repeating this process over and over. You want to make sure it's snug up against it and then pull it tight. What I like to do is move back and forth just to make sure it's tight, and tighten just it a little, and then you go back to this other side, pull it through, and then you tighten it down, and then you go to this side, and then you pull it through. You just keep repeating that, and then you should be able to start seeing the ribs here. And you just keep repeating this process until you're all the way to the end of your handle. And we got some nice rib here, and fits nice around my finger, but I'll probably be grabbing here mainly. So just make sure that your ropes are snug up against each other and tight around the handle so it doesn't slip and move around on the handle as easily. And just make sure these look good. You can get some pretty ugly ones if you don't tighten it down well enough. Hello guys, I just finished the rest of the braid. I had to actually do just a couple more. Let's do one more. And so that was actually a perfect length for this handle. So now what you want to do is make sure this is where you want it, where it aligns with your knuckles. That's how I like it. I like it centered on the side. Just make sure these end cinches are tightened, and I like to make them inside and not on the outside where they can be seen. And so what you want to do is get a knife or get scissors, and you want to not cut it all the way to the handle. You just want to cut it probably a centimeter out. This is not working very well. Okay. Then you get your lighter, and you don't want to hold your lighter on there too long where it starts catching fire. You just want it to get a little bit hot and melted, and then press your thumb against it or use something else to do that. I'm going to cut this one a little shorter. Okay. And then press it. And then you're all set. You got your brand new handle. Just want to make sure everything's snug and looks good. Make sure your connections or your burnt ends are nice and neat and holding to the other parts of the paracord, and then you should be set.